I'll start with a little backstory first. My name is Edward. This all started when I was just about 6 years old. I was asleep in bed when all of a sudden something shook me awake. I woke up, and that is when I first saw Mr. Giggles. He's a tall being with bright yellow eyes and a huge grinning mouth. He wears a top hat and a tuxedo. He just stood over me, giggling and clapping his hands excitedly. And then he spoke.
Hello, Edward. I am Mr. Giggles. Your new best friend.
He then started to dance all while staring at me and giggling.
Mom!
And I screamed for my mom. And she burst into my room. And Mr. Giggles carried on dancing and giggling while my mother was asking me what was going on. She couldn't see him. I tried convincing her that he was there. He was dancing behind her. She just kept telling me, it's just your imagination. Now go to sleep. My mom went. She left me. She went back to bed. Mr. Giggles, then he came and he sat at the end of my bed and he began to speak.
Oh, Edward, you look frightened. You have nothing to fear. We are the best of friends. Oh. Get some sleep. For tomorrow, we shall play a little game.
The next day came, and I didn't remember even falling asleep. Mr. Giggles was still there at the end of my bed, just staring at me.
Edward.
Mr. Giggles said, giggling. You wasn't a dream. I said,
No, Edward. I wasn't a dream.
I ran downstairs to my mom, screaming at her. Mr. Giggles is still up there. She told me that it was a bad dream. Mr. Giggles came down the stairs. He was giggling and clapping all the way. Mom, there he is. She looked and said,
Edward, stop messing around. There's nothing there.
Mr. Giggles spoke.
She can't see me, Edward. Only you can see special friends. Best friend.
Fast forward to age 15. Mr. Giggles is still with me everywhere I go. By this point, I had grown used to him. He would help me with all my schoolwork, and I was top of my class. There was one thing I could never do around him, though. Mr. Giggles hated when I tried to make new friends. Whenever I spoke to another kid, he would say,
Mr. Giggles is your only friend, Edward. No.
Because of this, I was seen as the weird kid at school. I would avoid all conversation with anybody. At age 18, I was sitting in a coffee shop, going through some paperwork when Mr. Giggles, just dancing and giggling beside me, girl approached me.
Hi, is this seat taken?
Mr. Giggles stopped dancing and stared at her.
Tell her to go away, Edward.
He said, giggling. I politely told her that I was waiting for someone. The girl apologized and went over to another table. 30 minutes went by and the girl approached me again.
Looks like you got stood up. How about I buy you a cup of coffee and give you some company?
Not knowing what to say, I agreed. She went to get us coffee. And Mr. Giggles was giggling and saying,
She's a whore. She only wants one thing.
I ignored him, which only seemed to anger him more. The girl came back with the coffees. She told me her name was Lucy. We sat speaking for an hour, with Mr. Giggles hurling abuse at her the whole time. We exchanged phone numbers, and I went home. On the way home, Mr. Giggles seemed strange. He was not giggling, or dancing, or speaking. He was just walking by my side, staring at me. Upon arriving home, Mr. Giggles grabbed me by the throat and said,
Tonight, Edward, we are going to play a game like the one we played when we first met. Do you remember, Edward?
I dropped to my knees. Please, no more games. Mr. Giggles just stared and he says,
You enjoyed our game, didn't you, Edward? Didn't you, Edward?
Tears are running down my face. I agreed to play the game. And Mr. Giggles started jumping up and down with joy as we began preparations for the game. Later in the evening, Mr. Giggles announced with an excited giggle it was almost time for the game to begin. So I gave Lucy a call and invited her over. Mr. Giggles could not hold back his excitement as the doorbell rang. And I welcomed her in. Mr. Giggles followed right behind her, clapping and dancing. And when we got to the living room, she noticed all the floors and furniture was covered in plastic wrap.
You've been decorating or something in here?
I walked over to her. Yes, I am decorating as it goes. I was thinking the color red would do nicely. I hit her in the back of the head with a claw hammer. Oh, and Mr. Giggles began to dance and giggle. She just dropped, and she tried to get back up. Hit her again. Hit her again. He said, giggling even more. I hit her again, and she began twitching. And Mr. Giggles looked over at me.
Wasn't that fun, Edward? Just like when we pushed your mother down the stairs and her neck snapped like a twig.
I am now 32. Mr. Giggles is still by my side, dancing away and giggling and clapping. We could not be happier. Tonight, I think we may just play another game.
Did you enjoy our tale? We hope we didn't scare you too much. And if we didn't, why not give this CreepyPasta story a try? Who knows? Maybe it'll help you find something deep down inside.